All right, here we are. It's April the 16th, 2009, and we just had the other gobbler on 2 days ago. Went out this morning, got another one, got this one, and he's actually a little bit bigger. He's 23 pound, and he's a real nice turkey. This is the one I was after. I was talking about on the other one. Been after him for 3 days now, same turkey, and I finally got lucky enough to get him this morning. I got him about 10:30, and overslept this morning. Actually, I didn't go out till about 8 o'clock, and but I figured that they was probably out losing their hens by then. And actually, this one had two hens with him, and he only gobbled one time. And when he gobbled, I kind of knew where he was at, and so I knew he was right back in that spot where he had been the last 2 mornings. And he gobbled one time, so I went below the hill, and I went the long way to get in front because I knew where they was going, because I knew the property real good, knew how the turkeys travel. And so I got around him and set up in the corner there. I set up in the corner and just called a little bit. I had a mouth call and I had my slate call, and just kind of working them at the same time. Again, sounded like two different hens. And I didn't call a lot. He never gobbled, but all of a sudden I seen the two hens. I seen two hens coming in the corner of the field, and I kind of figured that he may have been with them. And sure enough, about 20 yards behind them at the top of the hill, I seen this big old fan coming up over in the field there. I seen this big old fan, and he was just putting on a show, man. He was turning. And so when you get in a situation like that, the best thing to do is call to the hens. And how you do that is you just do a lot of purrs, and because a purr is a feeding call. And the hens, boy, they were just lifting their heads, and they was looking for that other hen they thought was there, and they started coming toward me, and I was just set. One thing I had to do, I've never done this, the first time I've ever had to do this in my life on a turkey. I had to kneel up to get the gun barrel over, so I had to kind of just kneel up against the tree instead of sitting traditional, like, where you sit, and that's the best way to do it, is sit up against the tree, because you got a background. And I didn't really have a background. I just kind of was just kneeling up against the tree, and I seen him coming like this, and I just waited because I couldn't move around the tree because I was right up against it, and I was kneeling there, and the hens come out, and if they'd come on up in front of me, they'd have probably saw me because I didn't have no background. But luckily enough, they were going toward an angle, and when he did, I just kind of moved around like this, just kind of moved around, and just enough, and he strutted right out in front of him. So it really wasn't a hard hunt. I mean, the thing about this hunt is you just call to the hens, and he was with the hens. He wasn't going to leave them. He only gobbled once, so I kind of knew, where he was at. And, the best thing to do is if the turkeys ain't vocal and they're not gobbling, just stay patient and just wait there. And if you know he's in the area, that's his strutting ground. That's his domain. So just kind of wait, and if you know the area, and a lot of times I said if I knew wherever turkey was going to be, I'd never use a call because I just go where they want to be. But that's kind of the way this hunt unfolded. I just got lucky enough to get in front of him and called to the hens, and the hens brought him right into me. So, but he was 23 pound. He's a big turkey, biggest turkey I've ever got here in my home state of Virginia. For a Virginia bird, that's a big old turkey. He's got about a 10-inch beard maybe, and he's heavy. I'll tell you what, he's a heavy old bird, and I'm tickled with him. And season's starting out really good. I'll tell you, the last 2 years, 2007, 2008, I just felt like I didn't even know how to turkey hunt. I'll tell you, it was right toward the last week of the season, the last 2 years before I even got one. So I hunted 23, 24 days straight without killing a bird. And this year, get two in the same week, first week season. So, a lot of it's just got to do with the turkeys themselves. If they're going to come in, a lot of it's just being able to get in front of them. And it's just been a start to a good season. So I kind of feel like I know how to turkey hunt again after 2 years of them just beating us up. I guess there is revenge, I guess. But it was a great morning. Again, don't think you're. And another thing I want to say, don't think that your day is if you oversleep and you're tired, or you oversleep and you don't wake up 7:30 or 8 and it's already daylight. Go on out anyway, because a lot of times, I've killed a lot of turkeys at 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock up in the day, and the reason is because they start leaving their hens, and the hens start going to nest, so the gobblers are by themselves. Of course, this one went by himself. He had 2 hens with him. But turkeys will feed around in fields and pick around and feed. So if you kind of know where they're at, just go on out anyway, and don't leave. If you go out at daylight, you don't hear nothing at 8, 9 o'clock. Unless you have to leave, go to work or something. Don't leave. Just stay there and be patient. They may not be gobbling, but they're in the area. And this one only gobbled one time. The entire time he only gobbled once, and he never gobbled. The whole time I visually saw him, he never gobbled once. But I called to the hens and purr, cluck, just do the feeding call. Hens brought him right in, and he's been strutting a lot. You can tell by his feathers. He's been strutting on. He's a dominant bird, that's for sure. He's a big old turkey. He's got about an inch, and he's got about an inch spur, right at an inch. So they're real sharp at the end. So he's about a 3 or 4 year old turkey, I'd say, probably 3-year-old turkey. And I tell you, for a Virginia gobbler, it's they don't usually get that big around here in these mountains. And you go out in the Midwest and go up north, and they get 23, 24, 25, 26 pounds. But around here, they don't get usually this big. And this biggest one I've ever got here, and in the mountain region, and he's a nice bird. So just going to show you that. Send your photos and your emails that you hunt. We'll post them on the web. And again, it's just another great season started, and got one more tag. So I don't know if I'm going to hunt a lot the next few days or not. I might go out with some buddies of mine and call, and I might go out and be the caller for a while. I don't want to fill all my tags and be sitting home and not everybody else be turkey hunting, me not. So we still got about 2 weeks left, and so we'll probably just start going with some people and calling for them, maybe getting some hunts on film. Okay, so until next time, until we get another bird, safe hunting, and email me your photos and letters, and we will see you with another bird next time.